That's right. I had my flag, and like I left it on the top of the stairs. That was like this was weeks ago, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna bring it on, bring it downstairs next to the laptop. Didn't do it, and ever since then, I'm just like, where did I put that flag? So, MIA right now for the whole Lions flag. But what is going on, everyone? Welcome back. I know you're all shocked to see all three of our beautiful faces. It has been a minute, but Honolulu Blues boys are back. We're going to break down this wonderful schedule that the Lions have. A lot of primetime games, a lot of just games not at 1 p.m., which is kind of interesting, but a lot to get into. But first, I'm just going to share my little Michigan Panthers story. So I got lucky enough to get a behind the scenes essentially pass, a field pass to the Michigan Panthers game, which is in Ford Field. So I was like, hell yeah, if I could go walk on the Ford Field, I'm totally down for that. So first things first, when I was driving down there, I just kind of left a little late. Then I ran into traffic. And long story short, I got there right at game time. So I could go on the field when the game's before the game. So I was super bummed about that. Tom Brady was also there too, which who knows, maybe I could have just ran around the field and, said hi to him because he was, bumping fists, shaking hands with some fans in the little, behind the ropes or whatever. So that I was just like, man, I blew this. I'm so mad at myself sitting in the stands. Then all of a sudden I see the Crunch Time boys tweet out a photo. They're at the game too. I'm like, what is going on? So I hit them up. They're in the press box. And I'm like, hey, my credentials gets me up in the press box too. So I go up there, hanging out with the Crunch Time boys. Shout out to all those guys, Jeff, Lucas, Booner. Missed someone else. Kept trying to play. But anyways, so we hung out in the press box. That was cool. Had some of the press box food, which was nice. They ate huge pulled pork sandwiches. And then the whole view just straight down. It's like watching a Red Wings game from the nosebleeds at Joe Louis, but in a football stadium. So it's like this direct down shot. It's kind of cool and interesting, but very cool. But the big cool thing was at the end of the game, we get ready to go back down because apparently, we could go back down the field. And Jeff was saying yeah, let's we're going back down. So we get down there and security guard stops us. And it's like, no, you're not allowed out. No. Their passes say pre and post game. My pass says all game. And it's like, dude, what? Yes, Gentry. God, I did. Thank you. Anyway, so the guy's not letting us out. And so then we're like, all right, well, whatever. This dude's being an asshole. So then shout out to Jeff and Lucas for standing on business. They were like, nah, man, we're getting on this field. So they talked to these other two security guards, one a little up and beyond. And sure enough, supervisor comes down and is like, no, you guys can go on the field. What's this dude talking about? We get on the field and it was crazy. There was no restrictions. I was walking out at the middle of the field, taking pictures. I was sitting on the bench. And then at one point, there was two trainers walking past me, and one had a towel. And she's like, hey, where do we put these towels? To the other trainer. And so I go, hey, I'll take it. And sure enough, I got myself a Gatorade towel. So that was my one little souvenir. And then I also got to ask Brian Lewerke a quick little question that I quickly kind of cut him off at the end. I feel like he was getting ready to say some more stuff, but I was excited, and I wasn't expected to be able to ask Brian Lewerke a question after the game. So got to do it. Was a blast. Shout out to SGG Promos and the UFL. That was super cool experience.
Did you get to converse with Bailey or Bates, whatever his name is?
No, and ironically, he missed a field goal too, 50-yarder, which I was just everyone was shocked. I was with Booner was taking a video, and we're all like, did he miss that? Because he was where we were at. The angle, you just could not tell if the dude made or missed the field goal. And so we're like, I think he missed it. Yeah, the refs, they're waving. No, he missed it. What the heck? So no, didn't get a chance to talk to Jake Bates. He was kind of with another dude and walked around on the outside. And then by the time I was like, oh crap, that was Bates, he was already towards the tunnel. I didn't want to chase him down or anything, but there was also Kenny Willekes, got a high five from him. And then Matt Coughlin, too, the other Michigan. There was a lot of Michigan State players in that both those teams. So that was kind of interesting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well for my Spartans. Come to Michigan State, you might be able to go to the UFL.
Sign of the times.
Bring me back to 2008 with Kirk Cousins, please. I need it.
Exactly. Well, boys, we got 17 games to get through, 18 weeks, including one lane bye week. So let's jump right into it. The NFL, they gave us what we wanted. The primetime week 1 opening day game against Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. It's kind of like they're trying to set it up as, Matthew Stafford returning, home or whatever. And I truly don't know if it'll be like, if Lions fans will be accepting to it. Because we did boom and the playoff game. That was the playoffs. And it's like different atmosphere. So I'm going to hit you guys first. Julius, do you think if you were at this game, would you give Stafford a boo? Would you just keep calm? Or would you, kind of give him like just a golfer's clap?
Well, I would like to first just get it out the way. I won't be at this game. I'm just going to publicly state that for my wife's conscience, for everybody's conscience. I won't be there, but I will be watching. But if I were there, would I boo Stafford in this game? Not necessarily, because I feel like all that animosity and kind of competitiveness kind of died out when we beat them in a wild card matchup and got over that hump, that playoff hump, that Stafford hump. Now these rematches, it's an important game. It's against an NFC playoff team. This can be very important for seeding, for records, but it's not the same meaning and like totally going all out against Stafford like it was in the playoffs. It's just not, and I don't know if it'd ever be like that again unless we meet them deeper into this next year's playoffs or further down the line. But that first game was definitely more meaningful in that regard. This game should just be more supportive for the Lions in general.
Yeah, I concur. I was fully on the board of booing him at last year's playoff game, and a lot of people were like, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you absolutely boo him at a playoff game. No reason to really boo him week 1. That doesn't mean I'm going to even come close to giving even a golf clap for the dude when he comes walking out. I'm not going to – I will stay quiet. Honestly, if I was there, I probably would boo him because I'd probably be about 10 beers deep, and I would just be like, fuck you, Stafford. You never won anything. Golf is better 10 times over. And I'd be yelling. But ultimately, like at home and for anyone who's not extremely intoxicated or like an asshole like myself, then I just think, keep calm and move on. You know what I mean? Like he isn't with us anymore. When he retires, I will be extremely excited to claim him as a part Lion. But right now, he is not. He never was. He never will be. He is not a Lion. I do not give two shits about him, so he does not get my golf clap. We need to come out with the most intensity as we did last year, or Stafford will eat us up. And I do not want that to happen because Stafford is still a very good player. So I'm all right with just keeping calm while he comes out, and then let's just get extremely aggressive when he's on the field.
Yes, let's boo the kids. Boo Kelly and the kids, yes.
Yeah, definitely booing Kelly and the kids. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Especially after Kelly came out and tried to lie to make us look bad. She is forever ungreat. She is out of Detroit. She has been vetoed off the Detroit Island. Stafford, when he retires, we'll take you back onto Detroit Island. But the kids, all four, and the Kelly, they out, dude. They Los Angeles now. They can.
You know what? You know what, Nick? I renege on what I said actually, because y'all making me remember things. Like y'all making me remember the Kelly Stafford ordeal when she tried to say everybody was booing her kids, and y'all also were making me remember how kind of pouty and salty Stafford was. About taking the L. Like he wasn't really happy for us. Like us Detroit Rams fans were happy for his ass winning the damn Super Bowl the year before. F Stafford, boom all you want.
Yeah, fuck it. Woo! Julius convinced me. Fuck him. Let's go. I'm booing him all day.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, to a point. I think if a quarterback has a chance to end your season, I'm booing him no matter what. If it's like right now, Stafford, when he comes out, he's just any other quarterback. If he First drive, am I going to boo him? No. But if he starts doing little things that are pissing me off, a little sidearm, just stuff that's, him playing good, yeah, I'm going to boo him, But to start out, I'll probably just keep quiet, treat him as another quarterback unless things get crazy. But, Nick, it's looking like we might be heading it back, running it back at the old Nick Faber household. Maybe?
Wait, what?
No, I was going to say we're going to watch the game back at your place again, run it back on the primetime opener.
You know it. Well, I'll be here, so you're welcome, Julius. If you're in the States, in the continental U.S., please get your ass over.
Oh, for sure, man. We definitely want to do it again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Primetime opener. We got another one. All right, let's get some score predictions here. I'm thinking this is going to be an easy peasy. Jared Goff, no, this wasn't no fluke. We're better than this team by far. I'm going to go 28-13. I do think the Rams will get some points. And I think they'll be close early on, but I feel like the Lions are going to pull away. But, I think we're going to see Stafford throw for 300 yards. I feel like they're just going to let him go crazy in fourth year.
Okay. Julius?
So I think this game is going to be pretty similar to the playoff game we had against the Rams, except the Lions are going to score more points. And what I mean by that is I think Puka is going to do very good against the Lions, starting off early off with our young corners. It's very unpredictable how our secondary is going to come out the gate. I definitely think Stafford and that receiving core can do some damage. Cooper Kupp. I'm going to go Lions 30, Rams 20.
Okay. The fan with over 1,700 votes, 96% of voters said the Lions would win. So the fans have us going 1-0. I also have us going 1-0 with the wins week one, but I'm going to come out with a bold prediction right here. I'm writing it down, or I'm going to write it down in a second. No quarterback will throw for 300 plus yards against the Lions this season.
Wow.
Now, hold on. Let me finish writing that.
Listen, we shouldn't even do score predictions yet. Let's save it for a future show. Let's
just
go.
No. We love our May score predictions. We love our score because I can come back with all of these.
You got the bold predictions. Got me motivated.
I think our defense will be a top 3 defense in the NFL. And people can think that's crazy. I think especially against the Rams, people might think, well, Jonah Jackson's going to come and tell Stafford all these ins and outs. But here's the thing. We know Jonah Jackson a lot more than Jonah Jackson knows all 11 defenders, especially the newbies that are coming over like Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson and Marcus Davenport. Along with Enos Rakestraw and Terrion Arnold. God, I haven't even talked about them on the show yet. Anyways, I think our defense is going to be so good. It's going to be mind-blowing. Because of that, we will also not score and have a top offense like we're used to having. I think we'll have a top 10 offense, but between the 5 and 10 offensive range, because we will be running a lot. We'll be running down the clock a lot. We will not be trying to get a ton of points based on our defense being so amazing. So I do not think Stafford throws for 300 yards. In fact, I think we get his ass. I think there is going to be I think Hutchinson's going to come out and just wreck this game along with guys like Ali McNeil and DJ Reader. And then Carlton Davis is going to lock down Puka while Branch is going to be on Kupp a lot more. Kupp may have the bigger game in my opinion, but I still don't think Stafford gets to 300. Ultimately, long-winded answer. I say Lions win this game 21-14.
Like it. Simple 21-14.
Yep.
All right. Week 2. This was kind of ironic that they did this. Our first 2 opponents were our last 2 wins. Not our last 2 played teams, but our last 2 wins in the Bucs and the Rams. So week 2, we returned to Ford Field again against Tampa Bay. I mean, we did this once before last year, beat the Rams at Ford Field, and we beat the Bucs at Ford Field. So I feel like a lot of us Lions fans are going to be living in some deja vu for this week 2. But the Bucks are pretty similar. They didn't really lose. Oh, wait, actually, no, they did lose a superstar. I'm sorry. They lost a really good superstar, and that's Carlton Davis. So this will be interesting to see if Carlton Davis can have a big game. He should be healthy for this game, knocking on some wood here. It's early on, but I do believe that Carlton Davis is going to help us out. Maybe he picks off Baker. Maybe he just knows something, knows how to play Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, some of these elite wide receivers. But all in all, I think the Lions kind of handled this game from start to finish. I'm going to go 24-10.
Okay, Julius?
Oh, sorry about the delay. The Bucks at home, week 2, could be I see you got to look at the schedule. If I'm looking at the whole schedule right in front of me, I see like 4 or 5 trap game slots. And I feel like this is the trap game slot. I remember last year starting off 1-0, beating the Chiefs. We were hype as hell. Week 2, went to Ford Field. Home opener, Seattle Seahawks. Heartbreak. It's kind of like you didn't even see them coming, even though they were there the year before. The Bucks, we just had them last year. They've been competitive, but we're the better team. I know this. I'm picking the Lions to win 24, Bucks 21.
Okay. I also have us beating Tampa Bay, but this is, I think, a bigger revenge game for the opponent than I'd even think the Rams. And I know, but we knocked both of these teams out of the playoffs. Both of them are big revenge games for the opponents. But for Tampa, for Baker, it just feels like they're going to want this game more than Detroit. And this is going to be a very hard-fought game. They played us hard in Tampa. They played us hard in Detroit. I personally think the reason that we won against Tampa and the Derek Barnes pick was because me and Adam were there screaming our lungs out. I will not be at this game, so it's going to be a little bit closer. I have this game very interesting. I'm curious. I'm just so curious about how our defense is. Honestly, I just can't see teams scoring more than like 3 touchdowns against us at most because of Reader, the addition of Reader, our defense. It's so unbelievable how good our defense is going to be this year. I don't think anyone is ready for it. Anyone. I'm going to give this game a very low scoring 16-13 Lions win, and that is going to be on the leg of whoever the fuck our kicker is. I already forgot. Michael Batchley. It's been so long since I've done this show. I can't
Jake Bates by that time,
So hopefully it's Bates. Sure. Well, if he's missing 50 yarders, I don't know. But I'm going to go 16-13 Lions win here.
I like it. So I just had a little epiphany, I guess, of Brad Holmes. I believe Brad Holmes is playing insane 3D chess, 4D chess, 5D chess with the league right now. And he knows that Aaron Glenn he got some head coaching offers last 2 years. So why not go spend a couple of third rounders to beef up that defense? Because if Aaron Glenn, is the real deal and he turns this defense around, he's probably going to get a head coaching job. And what that means is we'll get some compensatory picks back, which means we could be getting a third rounder, fourth rounder. It'll be somewhere around there, which is essentially the Carlton Davis pick, the pick to trade up to get Terrion back. So if that is the case, Brad Holmes, that's smart to play your cards like that. I feel like he's the type of guy,
Adam, that you just made that, because I did not think about that, but you're so right. You're so right. The third rounder for Carlton, the third rounder for Terrion, because they are both third round. If you lose a minority coach who becomes a head coach, you get 2 third-round picks, not just 2 compensatory picks. It's 2 compensatory third-round picks. So you get both of those picks back. I did not think about that. Why not just go all in for Aaron Glenn, not only to help the Lions out in third round, but help your man out, dude. Aaron Glenn has been here from day one with Brad Holmes. And wasn't he, right? He was the defense coordinator year 1, right? We didn't get rid of him. Anthony Lynn was the only guy we got rid of, right? We brought in Ben Johnson. Okay. So Aaron Glenn's been here since day 1. Let Brad Holmes help him out, because that's what we do. Like, we've shown that. Dude, Adam, what a great connection, dude. Awesome take.
And it's like, he believes in Aaron Glenn, and I'm sure Holmes is thinking Aaron Glenn could get a head coaching job, helping this defense produce with just how it is coming off this Super Bowl run. Now, if I add into it, who knows? So, interesting little theory I had. Week 3, we have our first road game. We are taking on the Arizona Cardinals and a 4:25 game, which get used to those. We got a couple of those. We have one against, I think, the Bills and maybe one more 4 o'clock game. I think it's the Cowboys coming up. But Arizona Cardinals, they have Kyler Murray. He's back healthy. They got Marvin Harrison Jr. Playing for him. And then, they kind of a lower / bottom tier team, but they were, they were, I think, like 10-0 or 8-0, or they had a crazy stretch with Kyler the year before he got injured. So honestly, you can't count this team out. But the Lions do always play well against Arizona. We just seem to have had their number the last few years we played them. So I think this is going to be an easy win. I think the Lions are going to come out scoring, but I do think it's going to be a battle. I'm going to go 31-24 Lions.
Julius?
So I think this is going to be the first true bloodbath victory of the season for the Lions. On the road in the Valley of the Sun, the Detroit Lions are going to destroy the Arizona Cardinals, who on paper I consider a bottom 5 roster in NFL. I consider on paper and on the eye test Kyler Murray to be below average quarterback in NFL because he is 5'3". Thus, the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson, the Lions defense that Nick Faber has spoke so highly of during the show is going to wreak havoc. We talking about multiple pick sixes, multiple defensive touchdowns. Offense is going to go off. Lions 45, Arizona 10.
Woo! Oh, I forgot to mention, too, for Tampa Bay, the fans, 98% of about 600 votes said we'd win. For Arizona, 97% of about 650 votes said we'd win. So the fans have us 3-0, along with Julius, along with Adam. It is so hard not to pick the Lions to win every single game. It really, really, really is. Our biggest bugaboo, I do not think it has gone away, is stopping quarterbacks that can run. And Kyler Murray is a very fast quarterback who can run and came out with a 2-12 Cardinals team last year and ran all over the last couple of games, even coming off of ACL injury. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. The thing we have going for us is Arizona's got a new head coach. Shit, I don't even remember who their head coach is, honestly.
It's the pew, pew, pew explosions.
Oh, who is that? Is that
from the Eagles, I believe.
Yeah,
Sarkisian. He had that viral video going around where he's just
it's the second season, I believe.
It is the second season.
Yeah, okay. The defensive coordinator from the Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, I wish I could remember his name. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I just think this game is going to be a little interesting. On the road, we're traveling West Coast. We came up with 2 big wins, in my opinion, both 1-possession game wins. Very tight, very close because they're 2 playoff opposing teams, and we get to Arizona. I'm going to call this another very close win for the Lions. I did almost want to give us a loss right here because there is going to be some random loss that we're all going to be like up in arms. The season's over, fucking pull the rug out, sell the team, like we're terrible kind of loss. But it won't be here, but it will be very close. I'm going to go with a 27-19 win for the Lions. I have yet to allow a team to score 20 points against us.
Wow. Oh my goodness. This next game. Oh, Monday Night Football. The NFL knows it. They know that they're creating a small little Midwest, West Coast rivalry in the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. The Seahawks have absolutely had our number. Not just like the last 3 years, but dating back to 2003, we are 1-9 against them. So Seattle has our number, ladies and gentlemen. They have won the last 5-6 against us, including an overtime winner last year, which was tough, especially coming up with that Chiefs game. And now we're back on primetime against the Seahawks team. Man, oh man. They got Devin Witherspoon, solid defense. Seems like they probably should have some random Lions defensive end that got cut that's going to, turn to a superstar or something. But ultimately, I want to give us the win here, but like three in a row. Going 4-0 into the bye, it would be amazing. But I feel like the Seahawks team, Pete Carroll, I feel like some coaches just own certain coaches.
No longer there.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness. That is totally right. Give me the Lions. No brainer then, Nick. You just completely swung me. Completely forgot Pete Carroll's not there. But I do think it was Pete Carroll that was the big X factor on that team. I think Dan Campbell just had struggles with it. So Lions redemption season, tour, whatever you want to call it, coming in hot. I think it's going to be a close one. I don't know. All these games have been high, like super high score. 37-31, 48-45, 51-29 were the last 3 games. So I do think it's going to calm down a bit. 21-20. Jared Goff leads the Lions to a game-winning touchdown drive. And we need to go for 2. I don't know. We get the Michael Bagley. Whoever's our kicker gets the game-winning kick.
What was the score?
21-20.
Gotcha. Julius?
Seattle Seahawks at home, Monday Night Football. As you can see by the banner, it's also against history of malpractice by NFL officials against the Lions, biasly. It's a lot of emotions. We could easily lose again on a botched call. I could predict them to lose, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I believe in the brand new Lions, right? And I believe in revenge. And I believe the Lions are better. Now, I think the Seattle is an underrated team going into next year. What Pete Carroll was able to assemble his very long tenure in Seattle is going to be hard for one coach to F up in 1 year. So I think what we're going to see next year from Seattle is going to be a continuation of what we've had the last few years, and we can't beat these guys. So I picked the Lions to win 14 games last year. Do y'all remember?
It was a lot.
You
were pretty close, but it was a lot.
Lions 36, Seattle 34.
I like it.
I love it. Fans, 78% of about 650 people voted. They said we would win. The 78% said we would win. So they have us going 4-0. No more Pete Carroll, like Adam alluded to. That was the biggest reason. The second biggest reason they won last year was because Jerry Jacobs forgot that he played football and wasn't just serving up McDonald's hamburgers. And because of that, Tyler Lockett went off for $180 and 3 touchdowns or whatever, all on Jerry Jacobs. That was the game that Jacobs blocked us because all I did was post the stats that Tyler Lockett did just the stats that Jerry Jacobs allowed, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was 9 catches on 9 targets for 180 plus yards and 3 touchdowns. I think that was all I posted. Because of that, I got blocked. So we don't have Jerry Jacobs anymore. Thank the motherfucking Lord, dude. That seatbelt is gone, dude. We riding dirty, no seatbelts out here. I ain't afraid of Seattle. And in fact, I bet, put it down right now, Geno Smith don't even start this game for the Seattle Seahawks. They're 0-3, and they resort to Sam Howell in this game on Monday night as his first game as the Seahawks starting. Because of that, they will score points. He will probably be the closest person to reach 300 yards. And I know it might sound crazy, but it's always hard to play a quarterback when they haven't played. You just the film, you can watch as much film from last year as you want, but with Seattle, it'll be different. But they're going to try to rely on Charbonnet and Kenny Walker, and they ain't going to do shit against Reeder and McNeil and Hutch and Davenport and Houston. They ain't going to run for anything. Lockett's older. Smith-Njigba is pretty good, and so is Metcalf, sure, but we got the best corners in town. So I'm gonna say the Lions win this game 28-17, but it's really close. I bet this is 17-14 Seattle lead at halftime with Sam Howell starting, and we scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to win 28-17, 4-0.
I like it. So we all got 4-0 heading into the bye. Whew,
We do.
Love it, baby. Yes, we have a week 5 bye. This is so lame. NFL just straight up did us dirty because it's not like we've been, traveling to LA, traveling back to Tampa. No, the first 2 games were at Ford Field, and then the Seattle game is at Ford Field. So it's not like we have a long plane ride back home where we have to, jet lag, have to recover for a couple days. No, we're at 3 of our 4 games are in Detroit. And then if you want to even take it back further, our last preseason game is in Detroit. So it's like, what? We go out to Arizona and then that deems us to need a bye? Come on, NFL. Like, week 5 buys, no team should have it. Like, figure it out. We play 7 road games post-bye, including the Cowboys, which is week 6, which if you want to look at any type of silver lining, it's, we have a bye week right before the Cowboys, and in which we can get some revenge on them for last year, a la make sure we get the right refs and not Brad, whatever his name was, and his bozo clown show. But week 6 against the Cowboys, we traveled to AT&T Stadium for like the 5th time in a row. It seems like the Seahawks and the Cowboys are just like on the Lions schedule now each year. They're basically an in-division rival. But ultimately, this Cowboys game is going to be a tough one. It always is. And the Cowboys always seem to just seem like they're going to lose the Lions, and then they somehow miraculously win if it's refs or whatever. But I feel like the last time the Lions really had a good outing against the Cowboys was that Matthew Stafford fake spike, jumping in the end zone. So the Lions, new team, no, kind of ish, but this ain't a Lions team from the last couple of years. This ain't even going to be the same Lions team as last year. I think we shut down Dak Prescott and old man Ezekiel Elliott. I think Terrion Arnold gives CeeDee Lamb the business and lets the NFL know that this is a Sauce Gardner type rookie season. This ain't no fluke. So Terrion Arnold and company are going to shut the Cowboys down, hold them to just one fluky little garbage time touchdown. I'm going to go 20-7 Lions.
Julius?
Following up off the bye week, we getting rest. It's an early bye week, but the Lions are going to recover from any injuries, hopefully minor, during that time of undefeated 4-0 first quarter start. They're going to return to the great state of Texas, my former adopted state, and there's going to be a second consecutive massacre at the revenge tour the Detroit Lions are going to be on, because the Dallas Cowboys are one of the, I would say, not even say least improved, downgraded. I feel like they're not as good as last year. And they beat the Lions last year at the help of the NFL, and that's not going to continue this year. I'm going to say Lions 30, Dallas 10.
Love it. Fans also took us to 5-0 like you did, with 66% of the 650 votes that came in saying a victory. I'm going to predict Brad Allen refs this game. And I think that's going to be a lot of people talking.
I like your bold predictions this show, bro.
It would be smart the NFL, honestly, if you want to get all of Detroit talking. And
there's no way Brad Allen is going to be the ref in that game.
He is going to. And it's going to be a huge topic of conversation and story before the game. I don't expect anything crazy like what happened last year to happen this year. Kendall Vildor is going to be there for a revenge game, even though he was the one who knocked out the CeeDee Lamb ball in the back of the end zone, as we all talked about. If you haven't watched the Kendall Vildor episode where we sat down with him, please go back on YouTube and you'll find it. It's not that long ago, a couple months ago. We got to sit down, but he was the cornerback who allowed CeeDee Lamb to get like a 96-yard touchdown on us or whatever it was. Derek Barnes missed the easiest safety sack I've ever seen in my entire life. To preface like the what happened there, that's the wrong word, but I'm just going to go with it. Anyways, I think this game's going to be kind of crazy. In Dallas, it always gets nuts. I think Adam, or Julius, I can't remember who said it, but they're worse team this year than they are than they were last year. They're going to have a lot of ref help because of that. Like, that's just going to be the case. We have to understand that. But I will still predict a Lions victory here. And it's going to be tighter than a lot of people think, but I don't think we're going to allow it to be this 1-point game where a ref's inability to hear or see what's going on in an NFL game is going to change the outcome. But it will be tighter than most people think, but I will still give us a 10-point win, 26-16 Lions. 5-0 for everybody.
Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, Dallas, they also did lose Tony Pollard and Michael Gallup. I know Pollard had a decent game against us, and I think Gallup made a couple catches, if I'm not mistaken. But all in all, our secondary, man, we're like all these like rematch games, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, they tore our secondary up, and now our secondary is just like completely different. Honestly, with the whole Cam Sutton debacle, is there Brian Branch, I guess, would be like the only starting cornerback-ish that's returning. So love it. 5-0, heading into another road game against the Minnesota Vikings. And Julius, we got a business decision, buddy. When JJ McCarthy comes out of that tunnel, man, it's gonna suck, but can't root for my boy no more. It's JJ. I hope you're that bust that everyone's talking about. JJ, throw all those interceptions that everyone said.
Me too, bro. I hope, but I don't. What we've been seeing, bro, in Michigan, the greatness we've been seeing, bro. I'm kind of scared. I was telling Bears fans to draft the guy.
I kind of agree, man. And ironically, he didn't go to the Bears, but he did go to the other divisional rival, the Vikings. So we will still end up seeing him twice a year for the next so ever long. But JJ McCarthy, I don't think he's going to scare me early on week 7. This Vikings team, they got some late weapons to surround him. They got Justin Jefferson, Hawk, and Jordan Addison, so that's definitely going to help him out. But he's still a rookie. He will only have 6 games, maybe 5 games if they had to bye like us under his belt. So I think JJ has some problems, but towards the end of the season, I feel like he figures it out. I'm going to go Lions just take control of this game 27-16.
Julius?
I think that JJ McCarthy is going to be a franchise quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. However, I don't believe he's going to become that in his rookie season. Matter of fact, I'm not even positive he starts. I think it could be Sam Darnold we're seeing. And that would severely limit the Minnesota's. They would be sort of like the team with not as good of a defense that we saw last year with what was the guy that tore us up with Justin Jefferson twice? Nick Mullins. That's what a Sam Darnold-led Vikings game will give us. If J.J. McCarthy is on the field, I believe that the Lions defense is just too good to allow a rookie to just eat us up like Sam Darnold with the Jets back in week 1 in like 2017. This ain't those times, bro. This ain't those times. I believe even going on the road, this is not one of those trap slots I talked about earlier. Lions 33, Vikings 14.
Love it. Fans, 650 voters, 90% of them took a W. Everybody 6-0. I'll jump on the 6-0 train as well with the first shutout of the year. I think the Lions win this game 27-0 in just a ass whooping. I do also think that it is Sam Darnold starting this game, but that is because I bet JJ gets his ass pounded in over the course of the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season. It will be a rough going, but I really do like Kevin O'Connell. I do think he's going to make J.J. McCarthy a very good quarterback. But like Julia said, I just don't think it's rookie year. I'm going to give us our first shutout of the year. It will not be our last teaser, but that'll be our first shutout of the year. And we're all 6-0.
Huge. All right. Heading back to Ford Field, we got the Tennessee Titans for Week 8. Almost fell. Now, boys, this one, I don't know why. They don't have Derrick Henry anymore. I will say they kind of did, for some reason, try to go for it. They had Calvin Ridley, they had Tony Pollard, and
Gabe Davis.
Yeah. Titans are, I don't know. They're a weird team, but I do think this is the trap game. I think this is the game where they race out to a 20-7 lead, and the Lions are like trying to play catch-up ball game. And I do think we're going to come right close to getting them, but I feel like we're going to lose. And I'm going to go 16-13 Titans. I know I mentioned 20 points earlier, but Titans, I think, are just going to, I don't know. I just feel weird about this game.
Julius?
I don't see Tennessee being a trap game. I see this game in similar fashion as I see Arizona. Even though we're actually at home against this game. Will Levis, Derrick Henry's gone. I just don't know what we're working with in Tennessee. We could be working with the worst team in the league. Lions 35, Titans 7. Lions number 1 in the power rankings mid-season.
I'm sorry, what was the score though? One more time.
Lions 35, Titans 7.
Hell yeah. 7-0. Fans said 97% of the 650 voters said we would win. They have a 7-0. Julia says a 7-0. Adam has a 6-1. I'm taking a big W, 7-0 as well. After coming off of a road shutout, interdivisional road shutout, which is just gonna be so fucking crazy if that happens. I love it. We're gonna come back home against Tennessee, kind of getting ready for a big, hard stretch, home stretch to finish out this season. I would say this is probably our second to third easiest game out of the division. And I'm going to have us win this game just because I don't really believe in Tennessee's defense, but I do honestly believe in Will Levis, but sophomore slumps are a thing. He didn't play his full rookie year. I'm going to go 20. No, I'm going to give us, we haven't scored 30 yet this year. I'm going to give us 33 to 13. 33-13 Lions.
I like it. Yeah. I do like that. We beat him 35-7, 33-10, whatever. Would not be shocked at all. I don't know. I just have a weird, like, almost like a Seahawks feeling where it's like you're coming off this Chiefs win, team's looking great, and then all of a sudden, just a couple, I think, maybe one of those Goff interception games where he just doesn't look himself. It is a bold take because it's in Ford Field, and Goff typically only has those games when he's playing outdoors. But next week, week 9, Jared Goff outdoors, Lambeau Field. First time we're taking on the Packers. A 4:25 p.m. game, so I'm sure we'll have some primetime-ish slots. But I think the Lions bounce back after this game. A lot of people are thinking the Lions beat the Titans, win up until Green Bay, and then that's the first game we drop. But I do think it's that trap game that motivates us to just beat the hell out of the Packers like we did last year. We took it to them in Lambeau. I believe it was David Montgomery, the phenomenal 3 touchdown game. And I think we're going to see something similar. I think we're going to rewatch this game plan. It's going to be not the Montgomery show, but I think we're going to see Jahmyr Gibbs just go absolutely berserker. 200 total yards, 2 touchdowns. And the Lions win this game 23-21.
Love it. Julius?
Another revenge game in Green Bay. No, it's not a revenge game. We beat them in Green Bay last several years. Green Bay this is the most, this is the difference between me picking the Lions going undefeated, to be honest, is if they can beat Green Bay twice. I'm going to say they won't. I'm going to go Lions 20, Green Bay 24.
I like it.
All right. The fans, 53% of 650 voters, also sided with Julius that we would lose this game. So 7-1 from the fans, 7-1 from Julius, 7-1 from Adam. I will never fucking pick us to lose to Green Bay. We win this game 115-6. No, I will say we win this game at Lambeau. We've had their number in Green Bay. I am sick and tired of hearing Twitter and ESPN analysts say that the fucking window is closing for Detroit, but Green Bay is wide open. Their youngest core of wide receivers. Jordan Love, did you see how good he looked? They almost beat San Francisco. They did beat Dallas. Dude, Dallas fucking sucks in the playoffs. Green Bay sucks. San Francisco, we should have rocked them. We collapsed. That's okay. I don't care that Green Bay almost beat them either, because what the fuck does close get you in the NFL? Nothing. Unless you're playing horseshoes, getting close don't mean a jack fucking shit. So we're going to come out here and we're going to fucking dominate Green Bay like we always fucking do, because Green Bay fucking sucks. I'm going to take it 33 to fucking 16. Lions kick their ass in Green Bay, and Amon-Ra St. Brown blows another kiss yet again, dude.
That would be amazing. That would be cool. Now another tough game we had on the road again against the Texans. This one's interesting. The Texans have slowly but surely built this super team with all these new weapons and Joe Mixon and
Stephon Diggs,
Danielle Hunter, Stephon Diggs. They have beefed up their team like crazy, but this is giving me a little flashbacks to a team I once loved and stood true to that wasn't Detroit Lions, who had the dream team. And that was the 2009 Philadelphia Eagles, 2009-2010, with Michael Vick and Vince Young and Nnamdi Asomugha and freaking everyone.
Antonio Cromartie was on that team.
Yeah, they had Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson,
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah. There goes Julius falling asleep. No, I'm just kidding. But no, so I do think this Texans team has all the pieces where it's like, oh my gosh, this team is going to be so good. They're going to be fun to play with on Madden. They're probably a top 3 used team on Madden. But coming to the NFL, I do think we're going to see the Texans have a 10-6 type game. Now, I don't think they're going to bust and blow out and miss the playoffs, kind of like the Eagles did. But I do think the Texans won't be as good as they are. And I have the Lions winning another road game against another, I guess, like good team against the Houston Texans. And I think Detroit shows CJ Stroud. Sophomore slumps are a real thing, buddy boy. Welcome. So Lions, 27, Texans, 24.
Okay. And since Julius is away, the fans, 50-50 split with 650 voters. 325 said win, 325 said loss. I'm going to say the fans say we tie this game. So the fans have a 7-1-1. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game. I think the heavy Las Vegas bets will be over. Probably set around like 58 or something like that, 57.5, and I think it'll be lower than that. Give me a Lions dub on the road on Sunday night in Houston, 20-19, 1-point win. Houston's good. CJ Stroud can run. They got Stephon Diggs. They got Joe Mixon. But a lot of the times you put all these pieces together and on paper it looks fucking beautiful. And how many times as Lions fans have we seen that? On paper, we're the best team. We had the best offseason on paper, and it just amounts to not that much. I think Texans will be good, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat us. Give me the Lions going to 9-0 with a 20-19 victory.
My gosh. Nick, did you steal Julius's brain? What's going on?
I'm not even predicting, bro. I just looked into the future, and I'm just telling you what happens.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Julius, what do you got for Houston?
I'm going to pick Houston to lose to the Detroit Lions. Because I just picked the Lions to lose to the Green Bay Packers on the road in Lambeau. It pains me to do that. The Lions will be pissed off. It will not lose consecutive games in a row this season. Guaranteed on this show right now. Lions 32, Houston 20.
I like it. I think are we all 9-1?
I'm 9-0. You're 8-1. Julius is 8-1. Fans say 7-1-1.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. All right. Next game. Heading back to. I should say we're heading back to Ford Field, in which this will start a not home stretch, but 4 out of the next 5 games we play at home. So Jaguars, Ford Field, a classic 1 p.m. game, and Jags. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is good, but we seem to have their number, man. They just we pummeled them a couple of years ago, and I think the trend continues. I'm gonna go 28-17.
28-17 Lions win. All right, Julius.
This will be another Lions 40-pointer, I believe. I can see the Lions at Ford Field, like Adam alluded to. There's a history of the Lions, whooping that ass against the Jags. Excuse my language. The last couple seasons, I believe. So I think that's going to continue. And this is not a trap game. This is going to be one of those brand new Lions games. Lions 47 points.
Jesus.
Jacksonville 14.
Ooh, I mean, I see it. I definitely could see it.
I'm predicting some big blowouts this year, boys.
We beat 41-14 last time or something like that.
Well, Julius has we have yet to score less than 20 points, and we've only scored less than 30 points twice out of 10 games so far, according to Julius.
Yeah, baby.
High-powered
Adam has us winning by more than 1 touchdown. Never mind. 5 times. All right. I was going to say 3 times, but really that's not that crazy of a stat. I'll find a good stat for you to ask about this thing.
Good.
I have yet to allow an opposing team to score more than 20 points against us. And I also haven't predicted us to lose. And it ain't happening now. The fucking Lions are going to beat the Jags. 31-17 Lions, 10-0.
Love it.
Man. Could you imagine our Lions
history, baby?
We would have we'd have like 5th and 6th graders tuning into our podcast because the Lions are just such like the number 1 bandwagon team that these little kids from like Delaware and Nebraska and Oklahoma are like, I'm done with these Chiefs and Taylor Swift. Give me the Detroit Lions.
They're going to learn a lot of new words if they're listening to me. They'll have a colorful language, just like I did when I was young.
America's team.
Yeah. Julius asked and apologized for it. Nick's over here. Fucking we're a fucking beat their ass.
Bro,
excuse my language.
I am a Lions disciple, bro. I be spreading the gospel of the Honolulu Blues everywhere I go, all over the world.
All right, week 12. This one's an interesting one because not just because we're playing the Colts, but Anthony Richardson is returning to the field. Hopefully, he stays healthy, whatever. But the one kind of interesting thing is Detroit, or not Detroit, I guess. The Suburban Show place is holding a little convention, and Anthony Richardson is going to be one of the people that are there amongst some other, Detroit players like Ben Wallace, Kirk Gibson, Kirk Cousins, actually, and some other, players. But Anthony Richardson somehow is at this Detroit Sports Players Convention, which I'm kind of puzzled by. But I'm hoping one person just asks him, like, yo, take it easy on the Lions come week 12, feel free.
We don't do that. He'll be injured by then anyway.
See, I think he's the real deal, man. I think he's gonna be a good quarterback, and I think the Lions are gonna lose this game. Can't go the Julius route and say the Lions are gonna win on the old flippy floppy. But the Colts, I think this team with Jonathan Taylor, if the pieces are there, they're a decent team. But granted, their whole team is kind of like glass. Jonathan Taylor's been injured. Michael Pittman Jr.'s been injured. Anthony Richardson, we know he's been injured. So if their team is healthy, I do think they will beat us. But if any of those star players are banged up, I'll put a little asterisk on this Lions win or loss. But I think it's going to be another close one, 20 to 14. I feel like the Lions will just – the games we lose, I feel like the offense just won't be there.
Julius?
So I happen to have when he's healthy, you're right, Nick. You know, Richardson is likely not even be there. He's a very volatile player. I'm checking right now to see if he has any ties to Michigan.
I was just going to ask, why is he going to this Detroit thing?
I don't think he does.
He was born and raised in Florida. He was born in Miami, raised in Gainesville. He went to Florida. I'm not sure. However, maybe they know that the Lions are coming to town, and with the Lions, America's team, America's fan base is going to roam the city of Indianapolis. We're literally going to take over that stadium. What's it called? Lucas Fieldhouse, the house that Peyton built. The Lions fans, this is unsaid so far on this show. Lions fans are going to turn all these road games into home games, including this one that's literally less than an hour drive away, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm not sure. But I like Anthony Richardson. And I like the coach. I like the roster they're putting together. I like the draft they just had. I believe this could be one of those trap games. I have this as the third trap game on the schedule. However, I'm picking the Lions to win this game early on in this off season so far. I'm going to go Lions 29, Colts 18.
Love it. 10-1 from Julius, 9-2 from Adam. The fans say 92% of 650 voters said we will win. The fans have us at 10-1-1. I ain't predicting a loss yet, boys. 11-0. I'm dead serious. Everything I'm saying ain't just Kool-Aid drinking. This is all dead serious. This is how I truly believe the season's going to fall out. I think we're going to go on the road in Indy in a dome. We just play in a dome so freaking much. That's where we do the best thing. I saw someone in the comments said if we get the 1 seed and we go to the Super Bowl, we'll have 17 of 20 games in a dome in a controlled environment. Like that's just perfect for what the NFL
record. Yeah.
What?
NFL record,
which would be crazy. I do think we win this game. I am not worried about Anthony Richardson. I do think he runs a lot, and that is our bugaboo. But by week 12, I don't know, even if he's healthy, like Adam said, I don't know what his mobility will be like. I'm not scared of Jonathan Taylor. I really am not. I'm not scared of Michael Pittman or who the hell they draft? Adonai Mitchell. Yeah, Adonai Mitchell. Who was supposed to be a first round.
from UCLA, the kid from UCLA too.
Oh, and they got Laiatu Latu, who will probably be injured by this week because that's why he fell to 15. I'm sorry to say it, and I don't wish it upon him. I'm just
first defensive player drafted,
at 15, which is crazy. Helped us out so much. I haven't even been able to talk about the freaking draft with you boys, but that's another time for another day. We'll get into it hopefully one day. I'm going to take the Lions winning this game. I will. No, I ain't going to do it. Colts 13, Lions 17 win.
I like it. Lions head back to Ford Field to continue this kind of home stretch. The Colts game was the only road game out of from weeks 11 to
15.
15, yeah, we're home except for the Colts game. So back to Ford Field we go to take on the Chicago Bears for a Thanksgiving Day feast. It's going to be Caleb Williams' first Thanksgiving Day game. I don't know. I've always been high on Caleb Williams, but ever since he's went to the Bears, I feel like he's going to be a bust now. But before that, I had a feeling that Caleb Williams was going to be the real deal, Superman dude. But, man, after last year's Thanksgiving Day game and the Lions getting their butts whooped against Green Bay. I feel like we're going to be prepared. We're going to be hungry, and I feel like we're going to whoop some butts. And I feel like we're going to be not just eating turkey, but we're going to be eating bear too. And the Lions just going to give Caleb Williams some hell. Hutchinson is going to make his life hell. And I'm going 28-17. Lions victory.
Julius?
I hope every Chicago Bear listener we have that follows us is listening to me right now. This will be the game, my friends. We have not had a great history of turkey days in Detroit the last, 5, 6, 7 years.
7 straight losses.
That ends this year, my friends. I am predicting the Lions to practically turn Caleb Williams into Mitch Trubisky overnight.
Yeah, he did pretty good against us, though.
The first 50-pointer of the year as the Lions massacre.
50
the trash Chicago Bears. I'm not even going to go into it. I go into it later into the offseason. Why I think the Bears' whole plan, people picking them to be a playoff team. No, I'm going to get into it later on in the season. However, this game, Lions 55, Bears 20.
Fans, 90% of the 650 voters said we would win. Fans got us 10-1-1. Julius has us 11-1. Adam has us 10-2. The Chicago Bears did a lot to bolster their team this year. Keenan Allen. They still had DJ Moore. They obviously added Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. I think DeAndre Swift is their running back. I don't know. That's not much of a bolster, but they still have Montez Sweat. Like they have a good team, but they ain't gonna win against the Lions. We definitely winning on Turkey Day and eating that Thanksgiving up, and it'll be the first happy Thanksgiving I have had in 8 years. It will be electric. Can you believe it? The last time the Lions won, it was 2017. Or no, 2016 was last time we won. Yeah.
Can you tell me who was the gobbler, the MVP of the game?
I'm a guess Stafford, but no, I couldn't even come close. We could probably look it up real quick if someone has time.
It'd be a good Jeopardy question coming up, boys.
Oh, that's a good one. That's right. Let's not look up that answer yet. I say the Lions come very close to shutting out the Bears, and I will take a 33-3 win for the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Since we all picked them to win, let's give a Turkey Day gobbler MVP right now.
Montgomery.
Hutchinson.
JMO.
Hold on. Ooh. Monty, JMO, Hutch. Okay.
I like it. All right. So the Lions, we don't really get that extended week like we normally always do after Thanksgiving. We are taking on the Packers Thursday night football in Ford Field, though, so that does help. And I do think Lions are just going to come off a great Thanksgiving Day win, energized, pumped, motivated, and I'm looking for a close game. I'm going to go 28-24. I feel like I'm saying a lot of 28 scores for the Lions. That's all right.
I have 33 like 4 different times, so apparently I just think we're going to score 33 a lot. I don't know why, so don't worry about it. Julius?
So yeah, revenge game, home game. Green Bay thinks they're good. I picked them to lose at Lambeau earlier in the season. I will not pick them to lose at Ford Field late in the season. At this time, Green Bay is going to be fighting for their playoff lives while the Lions are ready to clinch. They will clinch a playoff spot with this win against the Green Bay Packers, 29-20.
Love it. Fans, 91% of the 650 voters said we'd win. They have us 11-1-1. Julius 12-1. Adam 11-2. This game is going to be the toughest game of the season up until this point, in my opinion, outside of the first 2 games of the year. It will be close. It will be Green Bay fighting for everything they have, as in my prediction will be 12-0 and damn near wrapping up the 1 seed coming up soon. But Green Bay will be fighting for their playoff lives at this point. Thursday night game. They roasted us in Ford Field on Thursday last year. It was Thanksgiving, but still, this is going to be really tough. This is going to be the first team that scores more than 20 points against the Detroit Lions this year. I'll take a Lions victory, 23-20 Lions.
Beautiful.
Love it. Oh man, Nick, I'm starting to have a little feeling you got us going 17-0 here.
Check around. Stay tuned. We got 4 games to go.
Hey, I mean that's what the title podcast says. The title of the podcast says. So, next game, the Buffalo Bills, another Ford Field game. Bills. This team's been tough. I think the last time we played them was Thanksgiving Day, where we nearly beat them. We had DJ Chark wide open. Goff just missed that throw. I do think Goff's going to be on his A game, and J-Mo is going to blow up, and I think we're going to take it to the Bills. I'm going to go 24-21, and that's what I mean, take it to a 3-point game.
We're taking it to them. Taking it to the streets. Okay, go ahead, Julius. That's a little Doobie Brothers for everybody.
Another revenge game against the Buffalo Bills at Ford Field. If you recall, on Thanksgiving, was that last season? No, a couple seasons ago. Don't recall. But the Lions were the better team 2 seasons ago, and they still lost to the Buffalo Bills. A little help from the refs, a little help from the Lions having the worst secondary in the history of the NFL. No longer so, my friends. I believe in Nick Faber's Lions Ravens 2.0 defense, 2000 Ravens 2.0 defense. I think this is going to be like I have a vision that this is going to be like a Jack Campbell career game. It's going to have like 15 tackles, a pick, a couple TFLs. I'm going to go Lions 25 and a close one to the Bills 22.
25-22, you said?
Yep. Julius just bumped up my score by a point. I see.
That's exactly what he did. And the fans, 73% of the 650 voters said we would win. They have us 12-1-1. Julius has us 13-1. Adam has us 12-2. I'm at 13-0 going into this game. Very tough game against Buffalo. I do not care that they lost Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. In fact, I think that will help Josh Allen ultimately, very similarly to how when Kelvin left, Stafford got better, had to spread it around more. However, the addition for the Lions was Golden Tate, and the addition for the Buffalo Bills is Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So,
the Bills regressed.
Bills have regressed, exactly. Big time. They got rid of Tre'Davious White. He's gone. I just don't believe in this team this year, the Buffalo Bills, that is. So I'm going to give the Lions a 21-15 win.
17-0, Nick. 17-0, Nick.
I'm convinced. Nick's got to go 17-0. Unless, I don't know. I couldn't imagine Nick having us go 15-0 then losing to either the 49ers or the Vikings, because I sure as hell know you don't have us going 14-0 and lose to the Bears. So that's our next game up. The Chicago Bears. The Lions have an interesting last little stretch where we play 3 divisional rivals in 4 weeks, and that's the Bears twice and the Packers once. Now, Bears are, a little doo-doo, but still a divisional rival and still a team that had just seen us play 3 weeks prior. So it's not like they won't be getting anything fresh or crazy. But this Week 16 game against the Bears, I think, will be a little closer. I think this might be Caleb Williams kind of like, hey, this guy might be something. Or this could be the Caleb Williams like, oh, my gosh, this dude might be a bust. I do think the Bears are going to lose the Lions. Juice, I like that joke, so I'm going to keep using it this entire podcast show. It's going to be close, though. 17-16. The Lions win a tight one. I feel like Caleb Williams is going to have a shot to take down the Lions. Plenty of time, plenty of timeouts, but he's either going to throw an interception or have a 4-and-out.
Julius?
Hello again, Chicago Bear listener, fans of the Honolulu Blue Show. I hate to inform you that you're going to be 0-2 against the Lions again next year. And I also hate to tell you, by this time, it seems like the Lions would have locked up possibly the number 1 overall seed in the NFC playoffs. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying those words live on air. And thus, it seems that it makes these last few games all trap games. Because you never know how really set in stone the Lions may be. According to us, they're pretty damn set. If you're at this point, if you're 14-0, I mean 13-1, you're pretty set. However, the Lions are still going to beat the Bears, because I would put it on Khalif Raymond, I would put it on Sione Vaki, I would put it on Brock Wright, I would put it on Marcus Davenport, I would put it on Derek Barnes. The death of the Lions will come through late in the season when we have injuries and when we have games that we don't really seem like we have a lot to play for. That's when the Lions' death and the Lions' grit is going to come through, and the Lions are going to handle the Bears at Soldier Field in the cold with Jared Goff's small hands, 23-20.
Love it. Fans have only 63% of the 650 voters said we would win this game. The lowest amount that said we would win a game so far. But the fans do have us going 13-1-1. Julius has us 14-1. Adam has us 13-2. This is a game in Soldier Field at Chicago in January, December, whatever it is. I guess it's December, but late December. This is going to be a tough game. It really will. It really, really will. But there is no chance in hell I'm saying the Lions are going to lose their first game against Chicago. But listen to this. Lions win 5-0. That's a safety and a field goal for the win. Second shutout of the season.
Too many hot takes this show, Nick. Too many hot takes, dog.
I'm full of them, boys. And I told you what, these ain't takes, these ain't predictions. I looked into the future. I asked my crystal ball. I said, Lord Jesus, Dan Campbell, show me what we're going to do. And this is what we did.
See, the cool thing is, if we win 5-0, Nick, you're going to make us go viral with this clip right here. Go pull it back.
That's why I just want to close up.
Just even go win a game 5-0. Not
I want everybody to see Nick's shining face, because if they win 5-0 in week 16, we famous.
We famous, boys.
I'll take dubs a dub anyway, any possible. Doesn't matter. This next game is probably the one that we're all waiting for, all anticipating. Week 17, the NFL is making us go pretty much the length of the season to get our sweet, sweet revenge against the 49ers. And boys and girls, I think this is going to be a sad, sad game for Lions fans. I think a lot of Lions fans are going to be watching this bummed out because we're going to crush them. We're going to crush the 49ers, and it's going to be a realization of, man, if we just had a couple more pieces, if we had Terrion, if we had Rakestraw, if we had DJ Reader, oh my gosh, we would have dominated this team. And I think it's going to be one of those like, wow, we really should play the Super Bowl. I think it's going to refresh our minds, but that's only going to happen for a quick second, because we're going to look back at that score and say, oh my gosh, that's right, we're up 24-3 and it's only halftime. So I think the Lions, I know the Lions. I know. They're going to come out hungry. We're going to come out. I'm pretty sure this is going to be for the 1 seed. I don't think that the Eagles or Cowboys will be flirting with the 1 seed. I think it's going to be the Lions and 49ers flip-flopping the entire season. Maybe one team will hold it for a hot second, but this will be for the 1 seed, and the Lions are going to absolutely stomp on the 49ers' throats. And not only are we going to control the game from start to half, but that second half, I feel like Dan Campbell is going to just run it up on them, rip their throats out, tear their kneecaps off, and step on their spines. I'm going to go 31-20. The Lions win a game where they just control the game. I think it's going to be 31-13, and then Brock Purdy, garbage time, Debo touchdown. But Lions, a sounding victory.
You said 31-24?
20.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, 31-20. Okay. Julius?
Digit victory.
So I'm going to give my score first, 28-27 Lions. But then I'm going to give my explanation, which is it's a revenge game. Pretty late in the season, so I'm coming in context, like I just said, these last few games, we looking at our record predictions. The Lions might not have nothing to play for against San Francisco. San Francisco might have something to play for, and Detroit don't, and we got Hendon Hooker starting. Easy to pick an L, but I believe in grit, so I'm picking a W.
But I believe in grit. That was beautiful. And you took the words right out of my mouth. Hendon Hooker starts this game. Guaranteed Hendon Hooker's first NFL start.
We got a dual hot take.
Nick, if they're 15-0, freaking Hendon Hooker better be starting this game, you know?
Yeah, unless exactly. And I expect the Niners to lose 2 games this year, and Hooker can't start until we get that 15th win. Now we've locked up. It don't matter. Even if they beat us for whatever reason, we've locked it up. Or maybe they got 3 losses, whatever. Hendon Hooker starts this game, and Hendon Hooker beats the fucking 49ers, and that's how good our defense is. Hendon Hooker ain't going to do much in this. He's going to go 16 for like 28, 180 yards. Rushing game, might not even have a 100-yard rusher, honestly. But it's just our defense is going to just smack him in the mouth. We aren't going to have these lucky-ass catches from Jawan Jennings and freaking Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy looking like Lamar Jackson against us. Ain't going to happen. I'm going to give us a 17-16 win.
Bro, Nick, I'm telling you. If San Francisco, we might just totally, they might not have nothing to play for either. It could be an ugly game. And a lot of people was talking about Hendon Hooker. We need a game from Hendon Hooker. He could turn into a trade asset that could take this dynasty longer. He could be our Darko. Not our Darko. That's a bad example. Sorry. But he could be that, like, you know, if he plays good one game, this is a quarterback thirsty league, we could get something for Hendon Hooker. He's 27. We just signed Jared Goff to a 4-year contract. He's not our future. But if he's a really good backup, he could be a trade ship. So one of these late games, we could definitely be seeing, you know, Hooker, and we could use a good game for him.
Agreed. Matt Flynn style. Last game.
I agree with you guys.
The Lions.
I do think we're going to see Hendon Hooker, but I don't think it'll come week 17. I think it'll come week 18 against the Minnesota Vikings. Back at Ford Field, a nice way to end the season. Also, another little side note, shout out to you season ticket holders, because you're getting 1 bonus game. We got 9 games at home and 8 on the road, as opposed to what it was last year, 8 home, 9 road. And so this extra home game, we better make it count, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know which team got the extra home game, but I think the Lions lose this game just because we got nothing to play for. I think it'll be somewhat competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if Goff played the first half and then just sat the second half and the Lions kind of flustered away a lead or something. But I think the Vikings are going to steal this one because they're going to have, you know, JJ looking a little better, understanding the system more, trying to get him a little more acclimated. And they're going to be, you know, having more to play for as opposed to the Lions, who will be locked up with the 1 seed, ready for playoffs. So I think the Vikings are going to beat us off of, you know, a weird little win. But if we got the starters in, but I do think we won't have the starters in based off of my win-loss prediction. So I'm going to go 24-17 Vikings. Lions finish, I believe I had 14-3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Julius?
All right, boys. I'm not going to lie. I'm running on fumes. It's pushing 2 a.m. over here in Germany. gonna splatter this out as good as I can. I think the Minnesota Vikings at this point are going to be tanking for a top 5, top 10 pick. And I think this could be like Sione Vaki's come out game, like 150 yards rushing, popping off. And so I'm gonna go ahead and hot take that prediction, since this is what this show has become tonight, thanks to the great Nick Faber. Sione Vaki, 100 plus rushing yards, player of the game in a victory to end the season over the Vikings at home on a flexed Sunday night. No, that's not even going to be flexed. On week 18, Lions 24, Vikings 6.
Fans also have us winning this game. 93% of the 650 voters said we would win. The fans finished out the year 15-1-1. Julius finished out the year 16-1. Adam finished out the year 14-3. And the Lions lose their fucking minds because we go 17-0. The Lions, I'm never predicting us to lose a game for the rest of my entire life. We will never lose again. I guarantee it. 17-0. Lions win this game on the back of Hendon Hooker having that big game that Julius alluded to last week against San Francisco. It'll be this week against Minnesota. 28-18. Lions win. 17-0 Lions.
Love it. Let's go, boys and girls. 14 wins for the all three of us. And as always, we got it all written down and recorded, so we will be coming back to this next year at the end of the season. So stay tuned. Okay. But as always, you guys can find our stuff on Twitter, _, all our good tweets and posts. And follow us individually at Nick Faber NFL for Mr. Hot Take over here. Pointing to Nick. And then check out Julius, the 5th top. And as always, check out myself at Everyday FFB. But boys and girls, as always,